Alright, welcome to another video, and before we get started, I'd like to take a quick minute to thank all the Patreon supporters and YouTube channel members whose names you see scrolling across the screen right now. They make this financially possible, and without you, I probably wouldn't be here making videos, so thank you. Alright, so we're flying the T1 Ranger, once again, and today we're going to be trying out a couple of things. I'm flying with a new battery. For one, I picked up a cheap spot welder from Amazon while their Amazon Prime Day sale was going on. And then I just recently ordered some Molicel P45B, if I remember right. They're the 45 amp, 4500 milliamp hour cells, 21700s. And I put together a little 3-cell pack for the Ranger to replace the AU Line 3000 milliamp hour 18650 that I've been flying it with. So this is the first flight with it, and I've done a little bit of kind of running it up and everything on the ground, making sure everything was going to hold up. Being that it's the first time I've built a pack using the spot welder, and it was kind of a learning experience, but I think it came out pretty good. But this is the first time I'm actually putting it in use, and we're also going to be trying out some, well, not necessarily trying out anything, we're going to be gathering some data for Walksnail. The Walksnail engineers are working on the next release of firmware, from what I understand, and they're gathering data, and they requested that some of us put a text file on the SD card in the video receiver. And basically what it does, it logs all the debug info into an SRT file, subtitle file, and you can play the video back later. Now, from what I understand, it's not going to work with the overlay tools that overlay the SRT information like normal, but you can use it in a video editor or a media player or something like that of your choice and actually display the debug info in your recorded files from the receiver. And the goal is to try to get the video to drop out or get at least low signal. So I'm actually going to switch over. Go ahead and get down to cruise, and I'm going to start losing some altitude. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to fly, actually let me go out over this roadway, over this way, just in case the battery would happen to fail or something and the airplane goes dark. I want to be kind of close to a landmark, like in this case I'm following these little drainage ditches, and when I get to this roadway up ahead, we're going to turn and follow it. But just in case, worst case scenario, we have a complete battery failure, we'll have a little bit better chance of recovering the airplane. I don't expect that to happen, but like I always say, I don't, even if you don't expect it, you should at least try to be prepared for it. But anyway, what I was saying is I'm going to fly back here. We shouldn't have to fly very far. If I fly behind those woods out here, I should be able to make the video drop out a bit and signal get sketchy and weak. And that's the goal. That's what we're trying to do today. I'm actually going to turn and follow this ditch out here because I know this ditch is dry. I've kind of been riding dirt bikes out in it recently, but again, that'll just give me a point to kind of start looking if the airplane should happen to go down or something out here. Yeah, we're just going to fly low, and with the corn between me and where I'm flying right now, we do have a cornfield directly south of us. I would expect the video to drop out quicker than it is. It's actually holding up pretty good right now. But yeah, we're going to fly this ditch here, and then we're going to turn and follow the next one right over here. And that will undoubtedly cause the signal to drop out completely once we put those woods between us and the airplane. That should be coming up here any minute, actually. And the goal is to get the video to go bad like it just did. So I'm actually climbing right now. And I'm going to go to return to home now and wait for the video to come back. Now I do have telemetry, and the airplane is turning back to home right now, and there is the video coming back. So as everything was set up to do as we planned, airplane climbs straight ahead to 200 feet and then turns home, and we have the video back. So that's exactly what we're trying to do. We're trying to lose video, and I'm not sure exactly what they're looking for in those files. But they want us to lose video and log it in the debug info, and they can review it and get a better idea of what's happening when you lose video, I guess. And I'm not 100% sure the firmware version. I know I'm not flying the latest release firmware. I'm flying one that was sent to us when we were testing some of the corrupted video recording issues and fixes for that. And I don't know 100% sure if I stayed on that or if I went back to a previous release firmware, but I'll have to double check that later. But basically what we're going to do, we're going to do this a couple of times and get enough, I guess, data logged for them. And then at another date, a later date, obviously we're not going to do it today, we don't have time. But on a later date, we're going to repeat this with the latest firmware and compare things. So I'm just going to do that once more. We're going to fly down this little ditch right here. And we should be losing video here pretty soon, shortly. And when we do, I'm just going to go straight to return to home.
Return to launch.
And I'm going to watch on the map as the airplane continues climbing ahead and turning, and there's video. So everything's working as expected, as it should. No real surprises. And that should be what they're looking for.
Fly-by-wire A.
So I'm actually going to head back this way now at altitude. And that ditch straight ahead, running kind of crossways, is the one that we were flying down when we lost the video. So I'm going to turn back this way, start losing some altitude. And we're just going to fly back home down that ditch. Unless we lose video here in the dive. Might have dove down a little early there. It's kind of looking on the map. We're still kind of being blocked by the trees there. But yeah, we're just going to kind of fly back down this ditch. And I don't know what we'll do from here. I'm just kind of enjoying flying again. It's been a little while since I flew. Too long, really. But yeah, probably going to end up cutting the video here pretty soon. Unless anything else happens interestingly. Or anything interesting happens. But yeah, what I'm going to do is just basically fly up and down this field out here for probably, well, at least a half an hour, as the airplane would fly at least that long before. But I just want to kind of test this battery too and fly it around, use it up, and see how long it flies and how the voltages hold up and everything. Make sure everything works as expected. I don't want to fly too much out over the wooded areas or the taller fields like the cornfield, stuff like that. Like I said, just in case the battery should happen to die or something, I would like to increase my odds of being able to find it. So yeah, I guess I'm going to stop talking at this point, and I will probably run back outside and aim my antennas out in that direction over here toward the cow pasture so that we can cruise out there and fly around low out over these open fields and finish trying out this battery. So I am going to trigger return to home and let the airplane circle overhead.
Return to launch.
It's probably going to climb straight ahead until it hits about 200 feet, and then it will turn, which is exactly the same thing that was happening while we were flying out south of here. It's just you can see it happening now because we still have video. But yeah, I'm going to let it circle this rally point, which is a point right out here that I usually set up right on the borderline between those two fields. And it's south of home. Keeps us away from the trees and everything. So yeah, we're just going to let it loiter here. I'm going to go aim my antennas out to the east and continue flying the battery. So I'll be back here shortly. Like I said, anything interesting in the meantime, I'll include it in the video. But if nothing else, I'll put the landing at the end and close out the video. So I guess I'll be right back. right, so as you can see, we're nearing the end of the flight now. We're down to 2.9 volts per cell, 8.7 volts for the pack, nearly 4,200 milliamp hours. So this is pretty much where I want to cut it. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to set up for a landing. I'm going to start doing that now.
Fly-by-wire A.
And everything's been pretty much a success. We got the video that we wanted, the data logged. As far as losing video on purpose. And the battery seems to work well. It's like 43 minutes in the air, just kind of tooling around, not really flying efficiently. I'll probably have included some of that in the video. I'm going to power up and extend my glide a bit. And we'll put it down right here. So that's going to be the end of the flight. Hopefully it's been enjoyable. I'll probably include a little bit of the zooming around I did. Just a lot of flying around out here, low level stuff. Kind of playing around, nothing too exciting. But yeah, hopefully we'll get into some more stuff here pretty soon. Go ahead and disarm so that my transmitter goes into low power mode. And there's some stats. Anyway, hopefully it's been an enjoyable video. It was fun just to get out and fly again, just for, like I said, for the sake of flying. So I guess we'll go ahead and end it now rather than rambling on too much. And thank you all for watching the video. Questions, comments, go below as usual. And keep an eye out for what's to come. I will see you all then.